Well, hello, my little potato, you beautiful soul. I always like to start off there. I love you. And yes, I did make it home safely. I got home around 11:30 and I put away all my stuff. I put my clothes away in the laundry. Not that there was a lot to unpack and, do that. And I did my skincare. And I went to go to sleep earlier because I have to be up in like 7 hours. But that was me. And I was scrolling Facebook. I got into this one creator's account and I like pretty much watched all his videos. He is a creator and he advocates for like Asian Americans, but he also calls out Asian Americans that do shady shit because no matter the culture, like every culture has someone like that. And then so that's why I'm later on the message. I should have been earlier. So I'm tired. Um Today was nice. My friends and I, we woke up. We woke up, we went down to the beach. It was beautiful. It was so pretty. And then her other friend came down to the beach, and then he said that because the water is so clear that you can see yourself. And then I found out about the drop off and everything. And then her other friend came down, and he said what got him to move to Florida from California was he went in the water in February and it was warm and he was like, what, this can happen because apparently in California the water is cold, like it's always cold. And I thought that's so interesting because I always thought beach was like warm, right? Because the beaches I've been to have been warm, like Turks and all of that, and it was good, like a good thing to like experience, right? Like to know that California looks beautiful, but the water is going to be like cold. And it's like I was watching the video of that creator, and he was said, when people need to get out and see the world, and like you can move away for like a couple of years and come back, of course, but get out and experience more than what like I'm super grateful I moved to Massachusetts. It was like it was the right thing for me at the time, and I got to experience things and meet people and try different things. I didn't get to try as much as I would have liked, and that was on me, right? And but however, I do agree that when people are like, "Oh, you need to move somewhere," and no, when you move somewhere, you need to see how things are, and then you can vote. And when I say see how things are, like you have to be there at least 3 years because maybe the reason they do things differently from where you came from is because the climate is different. Like friends, when they come visit me here, are like, I forget that Houston has U turns. And we have U turns almost under every highway, and it's for traffic control. Or like the feeder, which is how do I explain? The feeder is like an extra highway that runs parallel to the regular one, and it's the extra highway with lights is the best way to explain it because the highway itself could be 6 lanes, right? 6 or 8 lanes, but down on the bottom there's 2 or 3 lanes. Actually, there's usually at least, okay, so then you'll get up close and there'll be the U-turn lane, and then the 2 lanes are turning left, and then 1 lane will be going straight, and then 1 lane will be going right. So at least 4 lanes, and in other places it's 2 lanes going right, 2 lanes going left, and 2 lanes going. One will be left and straight. But you know what I mean? Like that's the way it is here because there's so many cars. And I just think that it's important to get out there and to experience different things. And, it's like I said, when I moved to Florida, like my friends that are going to be living there, they like one of them has a bullwhip and she's talking about bullwhip classes. And I was like, man, that would be so cool. And like just the different things to experience because it's so important not to yuck anyone's yum, right? That like, so for example, like when I have my restaurant someday, I'm going to sell things that I like, right? And so does that mean that, so what that means is I will never sell anything that has bananas in it. Why? Because you can go somewhere else to have that. I don't like bananas. I don't even like the smell of them. Why would I sell a dessert that has bananas in it? And the name of the restaurant will have my name on it. So why would I serve anything that I don't like, right? No, okay, so the other thing, when it comes to that, like when it says when I say like don't yuck someone's yum, the only time I will say that is when you meet people who are supposedly grown adults, and you meet them, and you take them to a restaurant, and they're like, oh, what'd you like to eat? And they're like chicken fingers and fries, and it's like, I get it that that's your favorite thing, but is that all you're gonna eat? Like, I mean, I had McDonald's today. I'm in the plane. I was in the airport, and so I was just like, let me just get McDonald's because I know, it's something. I'm like, is that the same thing? I just didn't feel like I was like, I don't really like Chick-fil-A. I don't know enough about Qdoba, but I'm like, I will just eat McDonald's. At least I'll get points for this and something that I know, right? So I don't know. And when I go to restaurants, like I have dishes like that I test, like I will always get and especially if it's a new restaurant to see if that's something that I would like. But I think that I would say that I'm a pretty adventurous eater. There's not many things that I don't like. I mean, if I don't like them, it's because I've had them before and I'm like, nope, not doing that. Like, I don't like banana things. I don't like almond extract things. It's just like this almond extract to me is like this bitter flavor that I just can't stand, you know? And tomorrow, oh, I don't know. But anyways, when we woke up, we went down to the beach and it was so clear and it was so beautiful. And we were just floating in the water. Now I have a little bit of a tan. I evened out my tan. No more farmer tan. And then we just got in the car and we picked up food from this place called Skinny Louie's, and I had a smash burger, which I've had one before, but I had it from Smash Burger, so I can't say that I had one from like a smash burger place that wasn't a chain, and it was actually pretty good. But I got the burger, I got a fry, and a bottle of Coke, which somehow their bottle of Coke was disappointing. I don't know how you do that, but you never know, right? And then dropped me at the airport, and then the airport the plane was having delays, so the plane was delayed. And then we got to Baltimore, had McDonald's just so I could eat. And then took off. I told my dad to pick me up at like 10:30, but you never know with the plane, and then it delayed, and I was like, And then he got delayed because of traffic. But then he got there right. I got there just a few minutes before he did. So it all worked out in the end. And then, come home and all that. And tomorrow is tomorrow I have my appointment at 10. I'm gonna get on another call tomorrow. I would like to go to Dollar Tree and stock. I need to buy, I just need to buy some stuff. Not a lot. Hopefully the new Dollar Tree is gonna be open. That would be nice. And then, what else? My dad wants to go eat Chinese food tomorrow, and he said there's no good Chinese places in Katy. And I said, well, there's two of them, so I'll take him. I told him I would let him decide, um, because he really likes Chinese food, and his favorite is not any good anymore. So I will take a look. We will see. Because he, that's his favorite. And we're talking about shampoo and just, all the things. And then tomorrow I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for my company because I need to sell products, you know? I need to sell products and I need to figure out content creation. I haven't been doing that, but like to be fair, I put pressure on myself, but there's other content creators that have bigger followings and they took breaks too. So I'm like, okay, when I go on vacation, I take breaks. And plus, my friends in Florida, like, they're like me, like when you're together, you want to be present and maybe not on your phone all the time. And that's important to me. So that's always been nice too. Um, but tomorrow is, I actually thought of today about this new series that I wanted to do for TikTok. And it's talking about the things that you're ashamed of, like what are the things that you've done in your life that you are ashamed of? And because when you take away the shame, it gives you back your power. And so I thought maybe I'll make a video like that, right? And what will I say? I don't really know, I think I have quite a few things that I'm ashamed of right now, especially because, like my job, not my job, but like my certain current, lack of, and then my body, I'm not happy with it at all. And I get why my body is the way it is. Like I've literally been sitting in bed for 2 years and I haven't really moved around enough. And it's caused my stomach muscles to get weaker and all of that. And that's all on me, but then like also I've been under a lot of stress of not working and not working, and how do you live when you don't work and you apply and nothing happens? And so you apply and you do things and you make things and you just try to stay on the side of the ground, and in doing so I created things, like my coloring books and my guided journals and things like that. And but anyways, yeah, that's like something I've been thinking about. I thought about that today, and I thought about sharing it on TikTok, and I thought, you know, maybe I'll share more of that, and maybe instead of being ashamed of it, I can, people will be like, oh, that's happened to me too. And maybe instead of the other kind of me too, it will be something a little bit different. I don't know. It's just something that I was thinking about today. So that's it. That's all I got. It's really all I got for you. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me and my thoughts. And now that you know that I'm home, you don't have to worry about me because I made it home safely. Hooray! So thank you again for listening. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.